let's start the show. I'm TarotOracle and I do the readings.
It's 6:30. Time for the TarotOracle show.
What is going on? Thank you for the 10 donations before I even started. It's going to be a busy night. That's always good. YouTube user, thank you. We got Bartman, we got Hello Piggy, Erica, YouTube user again, and Sarah, and a YouTube user again. Thank you for your donations. I greatly appreciate it. Welcome, Queen of Wands, Tracy, we got Sarah, we got everybody up in chat. Maruta, welcome. Good to see everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I'm TarotOracle and I do tarot readings on the channel. And to start this one out tonight, we are going to YouTube users. Got the triple shot already. It's just warming up. Will Owen hire me for the 3-month analyst project? Good question. Let's see if Owen's going to be in the mood to hire you, pick you up, get you going, make it happen. Let's use tarot at the end of the rainbow. It has been a minute. It has been a minute for all of that. Sarah, you certainly can have a Gregory Scott. Remind me again. We will get it done. And Castle Moore Tarot, welcome. Queen of Wands, welcome. Good to see you, Queen of Wands, again. All right. First day of monsoon right now in southern Arizona. I'm excited. You're excited about monsoons? Maybe, I guess. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, this was this tarot cloth came as part of the Ocean Tarot by Taylor Rehnquist Todd. So if you're interested in it, she does sell it on her channel. By the way, if you like this cloth, I ordered 5 new cloths on a Kickstarter like a year and a half ago. Hopefully I get them sometime next month. They are spectacular. They are spectacular. You're gonna everyone's just gonna skits out. Like the minute I put that tarot cloth on the table, you're gonna skits out. And I'm gonna give you a warning before the day before. So if you're on the channel, you're watching, I'm going to give you a warning because you're going to skits out when you see it. It is just absolutely incredible. BooBoo, welcome back. Good to see you. All right, YouTube user, Owen, they're going to hire us. We got an analyst project. What's going to happen over here? Man, that 4, they really don't want you. 3, keep looking. And the, I guess the night, keep going, keep looking, keep searching, keep scanning. This doesn't look like they're going to hire you. It's kind of a no, a little bit of a thumbs down as far as that goes, the way it is. The 4, it just says you're not the right person, or you're not somebody that they want to pick up, or you're not somebody trying to get it done. It just looks like this is not the opportunity that you kind of need, but you know, the way it is. Overall, keep moving, keep searching, keep seeking, and trying to find out what is going on. And, you know, if you can get a chance at it, maybe, but it just doesn't look good as far as the tarot is concerned. I think the biggest deal sealer in this is it's just one of these things, right? It's just one of these. Just like I need to scan, keep looking, keep searching, find what is going on next. It looks like this could be a dead end for that. Juuuliiie, welcome. Crystals in Paint, welcome as well. Crystals in Paint, they didn't say anything about removing it. If I want to log into the tenant portal, man, they sound like they're just hosing you over there, man. It's just harsh. That is harsh. The benefits of living in an apartment, I guess. Man, I'm glad I got my house. Juuuliiie, thank you for your donation. I appreciate that. Bartman wants to know, what story should I write next? D&D Tarot you want? D&D Tarot you get is what I'm saying. So let's find out what is happening with a little bit of a Dungeons and Dragons action going on there. Is that going to be something we can do? Is that going to be something we can opt in for? Maybe. Oh, man. I mean, Dungeons and Dragons, they had so much material. They had so much material to work with, and they really didn't use any of it. They just didn't use any of it. You know, Dungeons and Dragons is like a World of Warcraft tarot, right? And all they do is have like orc teeth as the pentacles. And you have like 1 orc tooth, 2 orc teeth, 3 orc teeth. It's like, dude, you have 20 plus years of material for this thing. You got to invent. You got to get excited about it. D&D Tarot, yeah, man, they just kind of dropped the ball with it, but that's it. Kayla, welcome. Good to see you. All right, what story should I write next? The Queen. Oh, the 10. A little bit of an 8 as well. Here's what I think. I think you need to write an adventure story with a gnome couple that are going through hard times. They're just going through rough times. like the gnome couple. They're not having the best time. They're sort of newly engaged, newly married. They're just hooked up, what have you, and they are sort of in it together, and they're trying to get through maybe a very rough time where maybe the financial things just aren't working out. We're being attacked by nobles or something like that from a neighboring land, and we need to sort of stand up. We have a bear, Juuuliiie, and a YouTube user, thank you for your donation, a bear guardian that's going to help them out, though. So if anybody tries to rough them up, the bear guardian is going to come out like Jack Reacher and just sort of pummel them in the head. Now, they do have some advanced weapons on their side, so fear not. We have a couple of advanced weapons that we can use, some sort of a magic system with the advanced weapons and whatnot. That's going to be it, right? Lonnie, welcome. Good to see you. But yeah, the queen. The queen says overall, somebody like character like Cruella DeVille's out to get them. I don't know if they have Dalmatians in this one or not. Maybe. If you do add Dalmatians, of course, you need to use the Twilight bark. Anybody that has watched the movie knows what Twilight bark is. But yeah, you got to use the Twilight bark if you have that. Anyway, you have a villain of a Cruella DeVille that is out to get the gnomes, and the gnomes must prevail. So there's what story you should write next. Hello, Piggy. Whatever do you see on Josh? Oh, man, that's what's going on. What's a good Josh deck? I think we're going with this one. We're going with the Josh deck. Hopefully this is going to be a good one. Juuuliiie, thank you for your other donation. Now, the woodworking guy is working on, my my easel. And when he gets done with my easel, I'm going to approach him about the tarot tower. We're going to see if we can get a tarot towered looking thing out there and make it happen, get some excitement with that and all that other stuff. Now, Josh knocked up somebody, right? I think that's... what's the last thing about Josh? What's the last story? The last thing I remember is Josh be knocking everybody up in the neighborhood. I remember that. I think that was part of the deal. So I don't know what's happening after that. But let me know if I'm mistaken. But I do believe Josh was knocking up the neighborhood. Oh, man, the moon. This is something where they're coming into a new emotional state. I mean, they feel like that they're coming into something a little bit better, something a little bit more advanced, something a little bit next gen, right? Love apples. Speaking of next gen, love apples, welcome. Good to see you. But yeah, that moon, it just says that they're really trying to find their emotion, trying to find where they're comfortable, trying to find where they're going to be. BooBoo, thank you for your donation. But, it just feels like that's something they're going to have to sort of put up with and something they're going to do right now. Seven of Cups says they have a lot of interesting people out there, right? Having a baby but not happy. Yeah, there's a lot of people interested in Josh. I'm just telling you now, a lot of people interested in Josh right now. Seven of Cups says we have a lot of sort of females that are interested. Josh is thinking about maybe I should do this, maybe I should do that, but I did make a commitment. I did get married and whatnot. Hierophant says they're trying to adjust. They're just trying to adjust right now. That's what's it, right? I mean, just trying to adjust to the more serious situation because they're used to casual this, casual that. Caro, thank you for your donation. But right now, they have been thrust, no pun intended, they have been thrust into things that are a little bit more heavy, into things that are a little bit more hefty for them, and they have to do something with it. Overall, Four of Wands are building a new home with this individual, but there's still people chasing after. They still there. He's trying to build a new home, trying to make things happy, but ultimately, yeah, he's not happy because he likes to chase things around. He likes to chase things around, right? Likes to chase a little booty around there, and he's like, oh, now I can't. Now I can't do all of that stuff. That is it. That is it. All right. What the Erica, you never get a break from this ex-wife. Erica, you do not get a break from this ex-wife. I'm staying, and I mean I am staying with my last reading where I said, all right, that this person just needs all kinds of attention. They're not going to be happy until they get all of the attention. I mean all of the attention, right? They're just not going to be happy, not going to be content at all. So, oh man, and that's rough for you. That's rough for you. Okay, let's see what this, we're going to see whether this might hurt Tarot, because I think this might hurt indeed. You do need a bit of that. You do need a bit of that action in there. So let's see what's going on with all of that. Because, I mean, looks indeed like this might hurt. Oh, man, that's just harsh. Okay. Heard the ex-wife wants what I have. Man, that is so broad, ain't it? It's like, I want what you have. It's like, well, what the hell are you talking about? So let's find out what they want, what you have. Okay. I assume it's a happy marriage. I'm assuming that's probably going to be it. 10 of Swords, Queen of Wands, and the 2 of Pentacles, and an 8 of Wands. Okay. All right. They want, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. So what you're seeing here is a very sort of poignant beginning with a 10 of Swords. You just got to cut her off. You got to cut her off. She needs that attention. She's begging for the attention. She's begging for things to be here. She's begging for, things to move forward, things to happen. And it's just not happening for her. And I think that's the important part. It's just not happening for her. But the thing is with that is you do have a Queen of Wands over here. They're just sort of putting in the effort. They're just trying to make the grade here. And they're trying to get the attention. The 2 of Pentacles are trying to make decisions about and have you make decisions about them. In other words, they want your attention focused on them. They want you to be making decisions about things. And ultimately, they just want a level of control over what that you have, right? 8 of Wands says they want your mobility. They want your movement. And that is what it is. SassyLady, thank you for your donation. Ultimately, the 10 of Swords says you need to cut her off. You just need to cut her off, just completely. Just throw it out there, cut it off. Joan, welcome to the stream. But yeah, the 10 of Swords says if you keep entertaining her, you're just going to get into a mode where everything's just going to, she's controlling you. And she's trying to control you. And at some point, if you let her control you, you let her bother you, you let her occupy your thoughts and whatnot, that's going to be sort of disadvantageous for you. Ultimately, the Queen of Wands says that she wants what you have as far as a happy relationship. She wants what you have as far as sort of a stability that you sort of welcome, that you've created, a life that you've created that's stable, that's nice, that's happy, something that you can enjoy, something that you can look forward to. 2 of Pentacles says you have a lot more choices, you have a lot more variability in your life than she does. And ultimately, she just wants to get that 8 of Wands. She just want to throw things in there, throw some arrows in your general direction, and basically see what can stick, right? So if she's going to start a rumor, she's going to start this, she's going to start that. And that's kind of what she's going to do until she bothers you, until she annoys you, until she gets under your skin. That's basically the goal here, right? Just throw arrows in there and hope anything sticks. And that's what she's trying to do. It's more of a game than anything else, but I mean, that is the game that she plays because she's not happy, she's not content, and she wants to exude that and extend that into your life as well. And the good part is you have a 10 of Swords right there, means cut her off. Well, just cut her off. Yeah, just get away from all of that. No need to get anywhere near any of that. YouTube user is next. YouTube user, what does A want? He's being nice now. All right. I mean, A's coming back. You knew A was coming back, and you still know that A is coming back. This is the difficult thing about A. Very difficult to sort of get rid of them. They want to hit it and quit it. They want to get a little bit of action on the side. I think that's sort of what's going on. Let's go over here, and let's get the magical deck called the Vox Arcana. We already have one jumper, I guess. We already have a Knight of Swords. That's interesting. Knight of Swords, man, we just had that in the other read. We've had that in a couple of reads now. We got to see what's going on with the Knight of Swords. We got a couple of knights here. I mean, they just want to come in. They just want to swoop down. They just want to get some action, and they just want to swoop away. They don't want to stick around. This is somebody who wants something casual, something easy. They want the easy mode, and I just don't think the easy mode is what you need to give them, right? Knight of Swords. They want to come in, they want to make some plays, they want to do something fast, do something quick, get an 8 of Swords. They know that you're not exactly thrilled about, getting something going with them at the moment, but that Knight of Wands is if they get a little fiery action in there, that's what they are going to do indeed. So yeah, you gotta check it out. I mean, if you want to do that, that's fine. But they want a little action under the Under the covers, maybe. I guess. Anyway, Sarah is next. Sarah wants to know, started a new project on Friday. Can I put everything back in service with no major drama? Oh, my. Let's see. Gregory Scott you want, and Gregory Scott you will get. You got curbside pickup for groceries. I picked those up this morning. Yeah, grocery curbside pickup is pretty cool. I like they bring it out to your car. The only problem is fruit. If I want to pick my own fruit, every time I have them pick my fruit, I get like bananas that are like so green, they're not going to be ripe until 2080. And they give me the oranges that are almost rotten. They give me the thing of strawberries that have the moldy ones in the bottom. I just don't like, and fruit is like all I eat. So I need y'all to pick the right fruit for me. It doesn't matter what kind of note I leave in the little checkout. It doesn't matter at all. They give me the nasty fruit. That's the way it is. Anyway, we got a PayPal donation. Thank you so much for the PayPal donation. It's still loading. Might help. Okay, YLK. Thank you so much for your PayPal donation. Green. I don't mean like green/yellow bananas. I mean, they're not going to be ripe until next year. They're not going to be ripe. Moldy strawberries. I get the cantaloupes that already have people like press their finger in it. You need to go pick your own damn fruit. That's what I'm saying. I mean, a can of beans, that's fine. That's fine. Don't give me a dented one. I mean, that's all I ask. But fruit, they're going to completely screw it up. Anyway, started a new project on Friday. Can I put everything back into service with no major drama? The Fool says, okay. Ace of Swords says, okay. Death says there's a little drama. So you do need to make a little bit of change before you put it in there to avoid the major drama. There's some tweaks that need to be made. Now, should you put it into service? The Fool says yes. The Fool says, let's launch forward. Let's put it into service. Let's make it happen. Let's get everything going. Queen of Cups says this is a good match. You have a good team. We have a good product. We're having pretty good in. It looks pretty good with that. Ace of Swords says you need to communicate what's going in because there seems to be a user training issue or something else going on where the users are going to screw something up. And you need to be able to communicate what's going to happen, what's going in, what kind of differences that they need to do, what are the new behaviors that need to happen, right? But ultimately, the death card says you're going to have a couple of fixes. Is that a major drama? No. You got a couple of fixes to do. Is it major drama? No, but it is good. It is good to put this stuff back into service. Let the little bugs sort of fall out, and that is going to be important for you. Julie, thank you for your donation. I appreciate you. So yeah, it's good, but it's not perfect. And that's the way you have, that's a lot of software. That's a lot of projects that go, right? You have a lot of good things with it. We're getting a lot of upgrades, getting a lot of new things within this project. But in the context of doing it, a couple of bugs fall out at the end. You just address those and you go on, right? Nothing is perfect. Nothing happens like that. utubeuser is perfect though. utubeuser says, look, I want to buy a house. End of 2023. That's a long time. That is a long time. And by the way, as I say every stream almost, I predict a housing dip, a little housing dip coming after summer, maybe late fall kind of thing. Anyway, but that kind of plays into this. Entertainment purposes only though, but that's it. Okay, my chances of having my own property end of 2023, that's a long time. That is a long time. Hierophant says that it depends on your job. Here's your problem, utubeuser. I'm telling you now, here's your problem, okay? This is one of the situations where T.O. needs some water. This is one of those situations where your job is going to determine if you're going to buy a house, okay? Because if you don't know where you're going to work, buying a house is terrible because now you could have an hour drive to get to your location, right? And buying a house now, the prices are at peak. So yeah, you could have an issue getting to your location. You really don't want to be tied down to a house right now. What are the chances of getting it later? Eight of Pentacles, again, says it depends on where you work. You need to have a steady job at a steady location where you're just not going to be moving around, right? Because right now you're looking for a new job. What if later you're looking for a new job and you have a house? Now you have to sell the house. You're losing money. It's a big pain in the butt to move, all that other stuff. When you get a house, you start collecting all kinds of furniture and shit. And now you got to get rid of stuff. It's just a pain. It's painful. Here's the issue. The Hierophant says you need to rent a house in the area that you're looking, okay? Because you can basically rent a house for pretty much what you're going to pay for a house anyway, with the market as is. But the Hierophant says, yeah, renting a house is going to be your best option. But Eight of Pentacles says you need to get your work settled first because you may end up driving an hour to work. Now you're even more miserable than you were before. Even though you have a nice job, now you're miserable because you're driving an hour to work. So you need to get all that crap settled first. Get your life settled and then buy a house. Can you do it? Yeah. Is the tarot saying definitely wait until everything's settled down? Yes. So that is going to be the big opportunity. But ultimately, we're going to go with a thumbs up on that because, I mean, you can buy, certainly, you can buy a house. The market is going to dip by middle of next year. It's going to undip and it's going to start going back up. So you have a limited window. You have a limited window, in my opinion, of getting a damn house. Andy's M said he's going to a class. What class is it? Juuuliiie. I mean, M may not have any class. They need some class. I mean, this is the way it is. They may not have any class. Oh, man, we need a good deck for this. Wizard's Tarot is going to be it. I love Wizard's Tarot. It is a very effective tarot deck. It makes the grade. It has all of the good stuff. Bloody Cupcake, welcome. Good to see you. I have a jumper. The jumper, Juuuliiie. Jumper, Juuuliiie. M said he's going to a class. What the hell is it? I mean, all right. You got a Knight of Pentacles. We got a little bit of a Page of Cups and the Emperor. Interesting. Interesting. It's almost like a management training class. It looks like a management training class or something that's going to help them in their spirit of becoming a manager, their spirit of being better, the spirit of sort of getting a promotion. Not of Pentacles, right? I just need to get some work situations out of the way, basically sort of a training kind of thing. Emperor, I need to learn to be an emperor. I need to learn to be a successful business person, somebody that, you know, makes the grade, somebody that all in that. They don't really like the class that much. It's almost like they got to take it. Like I have to take that. So Page of Cups. I'm not that into it. I'm not all that into it, but I gotta get it for my promotion. I gotta get it for the next big thing that I have in life. So yeah, they're taking a class and it's going to be sort of a management training or some kind of a leadership kind of a class with that. Juuuliiie also has a very generous donation for M and U. Let's find out what's going on for M and U indeed. All right. What's coming up for M and I? Man, we're going to go with the only deck that I have in a bag. So, yeah, that's not the way he would take. He's trying to get promoted soon. Aren't we all? Aren't we all? Well, actually, I'm not trying to get promoted. Okay. If you're in software development, Juuuliiie, let me give you the scoop. If you're in software development, they do not promote you. They don't. They promote people that are not software developers. Okay, if you have a good software developer, they crank out the code. They get all of this good stuff, right? They're taking all of this good stuff. And you promote them, now they're gone. Now you have to replace them with somebody. And if they're really good, then, that's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult to find a replacement. So what you do is you pay the Jesus out of the good software developers and you tell them don't go anywhere. You tell them, look, I'm not promoting you, but you're the best software developer I have. You wrote an application in a weekend, so screw you. Here's more money, and here's more money, and here's more money. And you just basically throw money at them and pray to God they never leave. So, that's what you do with a software development. So that's the harsh truth, but it is the truth. I've seen that happen so many times, I've lost count. But yeah, you throw a lot of money at them and pray they don't leave. So yeah, you do not promote a beautiful software developer to some management position. You're going to be miserable. Your life's going to be a living hell. That's the way it is. And I'm just saying, I'm just warning everybody now. If you do it, it's not okay. Anyway, what's coming for M and I? Let's find out what's going on with that. Two of you're going to continue to have a little bit of a disconnect. You just are. You're going to continue to have a little bit of a disconnect with M. They're not on the same page as you, right? Not on the same page and all of that stuff. I think that just happens as it goes. Two of Swords, two separate worlds. You're feeling this. You've asked it before. You're still feeling it. It feels like they're over here, you're over here. You don't have any connection sometimes. It feels like they're on a completely different planet a lot of times. Ten of Swords says ultimately you're going to have to come to some sort of a, you're going to have to come to some sort of an agreement with them, right? Basically say, look, if we're going to be in something, right, then we are going to have to make me a little happier with what we're doing, right? Right. But because otherwise you're going to get a situation where you're just miserable. You're into something and then like you're miserable. And so you got to have a talk. And you can say, look, I need some more attention. The Two of Swords ain't working for me. I need some more attention. But the Ten of Swords says you're going to have to make some action, make some communication about that. And I think if they like you, they love you, they appreciate you, you have all the good things, they're going to accommodate you a little bit. You just need to sort of make it known, right? Make it known. Judgment, the rebirth, the reincarnation. I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm really going to go out on a limb. I think ultimately you're going to find somebody that you like better than M. And I say that because there's a lot of unhappiness, there's a lot of uneasiness, there's a lot of stuff that you're just not quite prepared for with this particular relationship. And ultimately you'd be like, well, ultimately, I think you're going to have something better come up that's a better option for you. Ace of Swords, right? A new connection, a new communication from somebody. You got Judgment, the rebirth, the reincarnation. Again, a new connection, somebody new. And a Ten of Swords. It feels like that this person's going to make you more happy. Now, I'm not saying you have to move to this other individual, but I'm just saying that if somebody else is coming and they just have a better overall match, emotionally, physically, kind of stuff. And you know what I'm saying? So you kind of begun like, well, like what's going to happen with all of that? So yes, I think you have another match coming. There's another match in the winds. Ling, welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Queen of Wands. Tio, I love that you always come on the same time daily. You're quite welcome. I can always stop in and say hello and sometimes get a reading. Queen of Wands, you are always welcome, you know. You know, Queen of Wands, you're always welcome here. So happy to see you. Always good night when you show up, my friend. It is always good. utubeuser is always good too. What's the in? What's in the pain up to? Is that their new title? Is it? R, welcome to the stream. How you doing? Good to see you. What is the in the pain? Okay, so I guess that, and instead of N, it's now P. What is in the P? What is P up to? You know? Oh, man. Seven of Cups. They're still shopping. They're still shopping. I still think they're knocking somebody up. I'm sticking with this. Why the hell is the Ten of Cups over here? The Ten of Cups is, I should be hovering my water over $100 deck of cards. I still think they're going to knock somebody up. I'm sorry. I'm sticking with this. Every card comes up. You got a Ten of Cups over here. It feels like they're going to be knocking somebody up. Six of Swords. It says they're trying to do something. They're putting the feelers out there for different people and what have you. But I'm just saying now they're putting the feelers out for some different people. Basically, they're on a long journey with work. I think work is not going well. I think work is not going well for them at all, but you know, that's the way it is. That is the way it is. Okay, let's put this thing up. Let's put this dangerous deck up here. I do not want to spend water on my $100 deck of cards. You know, that's the thing. That's the thing. I asked you the other day, I said, how much are you guys willing to spend on a deck of cards? Some said 60, some said 150. Like, what is your max you're willing to just cash out, right? Because that's the problem. What if I'm reading and I spilled some water on it? There goes a $150 deck of cards. I mean, are you willing to do that? Are y'all willing to do that? The people that said $150, are you willing to like say, be paranoid and be like, this water can't get anywhere near my area where I read my cards, right? I can't drink coffee and enjoy a tarot reading in the morning. Why? Because the deck costs $150. That's what I'm saying. That is what I'm saying. So that kind of brings me to, the point there. So BooBoo says they spent up to $200, right? Elaine, what does the queue look like? Elaine is pretty short tonight. I'm just over here just sort of having some fun over here. We're on Juuuliiie, Elaine. We just have this many to go. Why? Okay, I did not forget about you. You are actually next. You're actually next. So Caro's like 75, Andrew's like 50, BooBoo's like 200. So BooBoo, if you get a $200 deck of cards, I mean, you pretty much can't drink coffee around it. You have to put it in a place that's like humidity checked. You know what I mean? You can't put it in storage or something like that because the humidity would be high, it'd be ruined. Oh, I'm just saying. That's what I gotta ask. Anyway, Candace, welcome. Good to see you. Will Elle quit her job? I'm her boss. Oh, my. Well, I think so. I mean, we got a lot of indications that, I think so. Maz understands the concept, right? Maz is like, it's $18 and I'm out. Aquarius Owl, welcome. Good to see you. The Fool says they're on the move. They are. Julie, I'm sorry. They're on the move. They're looking for what's next. They're kind of looking for what other things going to be a good option. They are definitely on the move, right? So you're looking at a Six of Swords. I don't think they're in any kind of a rush, okay? You do have the dynamic between two cards here. The Fool says that I'm looking, I'm journeying, I'm willing to take a little bit of a risk. And the Six of Swords says that, hey, I need something that's going to be better for me, right? I need something that's going to be better for me. So will they leave immediately? No, but, not so much. Anyway, the Queen of Cups says they need something that's more emotionally good for them. They feel like they're a little bit distant. They feel like they don't contribute much and all of this other stuff. In my opinion, of course. So, oh, wow. Julie's like, screw her. I'm getting rid of her anyway. Jesus, Julie. I hope she's not on this channel. Anyway, all right. BooBoo is next. NC, thank you for your don't. Oh, wait a minute. BooBoo is not next. BooBoo is not next. Oh, no, actually, I clicked the button, so BooBoo needs to be next. Okay, why? Okay, I still remember you. I'm sorry. I clicked the BooBoo button, and I made a BooBoo by clicking the BooBoo button. All right, but, that's the way it is. Anyway, okay, general, please, let's get some BooBoo action in here, because BooBoo's like, look, weekend's half over. I need some updates. And that's kind of where we're at. Oh, man, Jesus with the love stuff. BooBoo. Jesus with the love stuff. It never ends. It never ends. Two of Cups too, right? You're in for meeting somebody. I'm not going to go out on the limb. I'm not going to go way out there. I'm not going to go way out there and say, you're going to meet somebody, but that is the love card. BooBoo. It is. Lord of Defeat is right next to it, but hey, the way it works out. You may not want to take the option, okay? I'm not saying that somebody's going to come in. I'm saying you have an opportunity. Do you want to, as BooBoo, take the option and run with it? It's up to you. That is up to you. But the bottom line is you end up meeting somebody, okay? And I'm not saying you got to just hit it and quit it. I'm not saying you got to take advantage I'm just saying that it's in there. It's in the mix, right? It's like, you pour the cereal out, and the prize falls out of the cereal. You don't need to pick up the prize. You don't need to take that prize. You can throw it away. But that's the option. It is the option right there. There are decisions. There are choices. There are things that you have to sort of figure out with that, right? NC, I thank you for your donation. I appreciate you. But yeah, you're going to have to figure it out on your own. You're just going to have to do it. Man, but ultimately, yes. I mean, we have a little bit of a temperance card. You're going to have to figure out how this person fits into your life. Will they fit into your life? Because a lot of times, be like, no. Be like, maybe no. How about no? How about no? All right, YLK is up next. YLK. What? Oh, Jesus, what am I doing? YLK wants to know. YLK. With a guy, my mom trying to set me up, going to text her. Okay. Guy, my mom is setting me up with. Okay. The guy my mom is setting me up with. In general, any mom that sets you up with somebody is going to be kind of a dead end. Am I right? I mean, somebody back me up. Somebody back me up over here. I mean, I need some help. I need some help from you guys. Somebody back me up. If your mom sets you up with somebody, wouldn't that be a complete failure? Wouldn't that be like the biggest red flag ever, right? And wouldn't that be a big red flag? Just my opinion. But anyway, but yeah, so there's the Y gay that my mom's trying to set me up with, going to text me this weekend. We exchange photos via third person. Okay. Hierophant, Queen of Pentacles, and the Lovers. Oh, man. They don't want to. They don't want to. See, here's something where my intuition is saying completely opposite of what the cards are saying. Why? Okay. I'm going to bottom line it for you. My intuition is giving me messages that are totally different than what the cards are saying. Let me tell you what my intuition is saying. It's saying that this person is just not interested. I think that they'll end up maybe talking to you because somebody guilts them into it or something like that. But ultimately, they're not interested. Okay, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying now. Now, the cards say something completely different, especially with the Lovers at the very end. It feels like this is a good match. It's a good match on paper. It's a good match on paper. But something's up with this person. Something's up with this person that you don't want any part of it. The Queen of Pentacles, it feels like it's a little too formal of a match. It feels like things are not going to go as well as you would hope that they win. The Queen of Pentacles just said we're having difficulty overall making everything happen. Overall, the Hierophant says it's too serious. There's too much weight on it. And ultimately, I just don't think it's going to work out. The cards say it might, though. The Lovers. Is the Lovers mean that it's good on paper? That's your problem, ain't it? That's your problem. It's good on paper, but the reality is totally different, right? Reality is totally different. Okay, so let me give you an example. Let me give you an example right now. So I started a new painting. I posted it on my Instagram. Let me show you what it is. Okay, so here's my new painting. It's a Monet. It's a Monet. It's called the Lady with the Parasol, okay? On paper, this should be super easy. On paper, I'm looking at it. I'm like, it's a bunch of big brush strokes with heavy paint. Don't add any medium. Just go straight to the damn canvas, right? Because you can see like the brush strokes, right? You can see the brush strokes over there. It's very heavy brush strokey. So I'm thinking this can't be that bad. And then I started. And so on paper, it seems it should be okay. And then I started. I have used 13 brushes on this damn thing. It seems like it's an endless supply of brushes that I need just to make this happen. I'm on 13. It's too many brushes, okay? On paper, it looked good. Reality, it turns out to be a pain in my butt. But that's the way life goes sometimes. That's what I'm saying. That's just what happens. Anyway, Caro is next. What do you see about the inflation? Is it going to be higher and higher? Gas, food, etc. All right. Let me tell you my prediction. I'm going to make a dedicated video with all my predictions, by the way. Inflation's going to peak at the end of the year. That means from now until the end of the year, you're stuck with it. You're stuck with it. It's going to peak until the end of the year. All right. At the end of the year, it starts to get a little bit better. I think you have the gas prices are causing a lot of the pain. It really is. Because the gas prices affect everything. It affects the delivery person. It affects this. It affects that. And it causes shortages and stuff like that. So let's look at sort of what the cards say about it. But my prediction is inflation will peak at the end of the year. That is my prediction. Let's see what the cards say. See what's going on with that. All right. What do you see about the inflation? Going to be higher and higher and higher. Man, I think we're going to get regular communications about the inflation. I think you're going to get regular updates about it. I think they are working on fixing it. They're working on getting it repaired. The Ace of Swords, right? They're going to communicate to you what they're going to do, what they are going to do. And I think that's kind of where you're at here, okay? So you got to be aware. You're going to get a constant level of communication, which is good. They're going to let you know that, hey, we're doing this, we're doing that. We're working on it, right? The 6, ultimately, I think you're going to get some more stimulus checks, right? You just are. You're going to get some more stimmies, some more stimmy checks. It's going to be a gas price check, something refund check. They're going to give you all sorts of. This is the Mystic Palette Tarot by Ciro Marchetti. So you're going to get some kind of a stimmy check, all right? I think not only you're going to get 1, but you're going to get 2 stimmy checks by the end of the year, okay? That's my opinion. 2 stimmy checks by the end of the year. The 2 says the problem is there's just no easy fix. If you start just generating stimmy checks over and over and over and over, you're pushing inflation a little bit higher, right? If you don't do stimmy checks and you just raise the interest rate like in the 70s where the interest rate went to like 20-something%, then you're just really just sort of causing a heavy recession. So you got recession or you got major inflation. You got to choose between the two. It just feels like that. So I think it's sort of 2 worlds apart that we need to do. Ultimately, the 2 of Wands says that there are a lot of good minds working on this. They're trying to get it fixed, and they're working on it. They're working on it. There's no easy fix. There's no easy fix to inflation. If there was, you wouldn't have. Go back and look at the interest rate history, right? You look at the Carter administration right before sort of Reagan hit. You got 20% interest, which is insane, which basically means nobody's going to buy anything at 20% interest. Like everybody's going to get their wallet and hang on to it for dear life. Because that means if I want a house, I'm going to be paying, like 6 times more than I would before. It's tricky. It's tricky, but they're working on it. They are working on it indeed. I do think, again, we have 2 stimmy checks before the end of the year. One's a minor stimmy check for gas. I think that's it. I think that is their kind of the solution for that, unfortunately. Anyway, does Larry A feel more for me than friends? Could we be soulmates or twin flames?
I love you.
Twin flames, soulmates. You know what's going to read this? The little Buddha. The little Buddha is going to make this reading. 20% is ridiculous. Well, 20% inflation is, 20% interest rate is ridiculous. It is, because your credit cards would be outrageous. Right now, they're almost at like 30%. The credit card would basically be like 50% interest or something like that. It'd be nuts. You do not want that situation. You do not want that situation. It is tricky, though. There's no easy answer. If there's an easy answer, somebody would have already put it in place. Does Larry, with like everything, with with money, finance, and I guess funny, finance, money, funny. Anyway, all right. Oh, let's see what's going on. We are, or is this one person getting more stimulus because blithering idiot? Okay, well, let's not. Well, let's avoid politics. I'm just talking about my predictions. Entertainment purposes only. My prediction is a gas stimmy check. A gas stimmy check. That's the way it is. That's my prediction. But I am a fat man on YouTube reading tarot cards for fun. All right? So don't take anything that I say seriously. Bottom line. Anyway, are we more than friends? Dang. Okay, sassy lady. Not right now, but it does grow into it. Yes. It does grow into it, yes. Larry A is not good with relationships. They're not good hammering down things that need to happen. They're not good figuring out what they need to do. They're not good basically being in a relationship, doing all of the things, making all the things work. And that's the way it is. Okay? 5 of Pentacles, they're in unknown territory, okay? Larry is just not a major player. They're just not a player. 10 of Cups says kinda yes. they do want something to happen. They do. Six of Cups says, though, they feel like you friend zoned them. They do. You feel like you friend zoned them a little bit. And they're just at a place to where they feel like that there's not an opportunity to make that. You got to understand this, okay? Nine of Pentacles says it will develop and it will grow into something bigger and better. So kind of yes, it'll go the way that you want it to, but you got to be patient. This is not a person that dashes into things. This is not a person that's excited about just walking into unknown territory. It's almost like they need to know that you haven't friend zoned them in order to move forward with that. At least that's what the tarot cards say. Entertainment purposes only. All right. My boyfriend wants to tell you he's coming to lunch so you can bring magic stuff. Okay, cool. All right. By the way, I'm meeting my child for Father's Day tomorrow. So meeting my child for Father's Day tomorrow for lunch. And we're going to see, they're bringing their friends. So we're going to see about showing some magic tricks. That's what we do. And how would W to react to the project that I will finish? Oh, man. Intuitively, there's a lot of jealousy here, isn't there? Like just straight up, intuitively there's a lot of jealousy here. It feels like, right? Dice controller, his readings have not always been right. The dice controller makes a good point, okay? If I was correct 100% of the time, let me tell you what I would do. I would go win the lottery, okay? I'd wait for like the big lottery. I'd wait for the big old lottery, like the gazillion dollars. And then I would win it. And then I would retire. I'd come on this stream and I would give away $100 a night with like decks of cards, tarot books. And that's what the stream would be, is giveaway after giveaway after giveaway after giveaway. That's all it would be. And I would keep my mouth shut that I'm always right. Because if you know somebody, if they know you're always right, somebody is going to want your services. Probably involuntarily. You know? That's it. That's the way it goes. How would W react to the project that I would finish? Jealousy. That's all I got. Just a little bit of a jealousy. The Hermit. They feel alone. They feel like they weren't included. They feel like that they were isolated. They feel like you didn't help them. You didn't get some stuff. You didn't get a lot of things going with that. Knight of Wands. It feels like that they should have been involved. They should have had a bigger part. They should have. They're just going to be jealous. Six of Wands says, who cares? Rub it in their face. Screw it. And just go ahead and rub it in their face, you know? Be like, oh, look. It looks like I have a finished project that's successful. How did this happen? This is amazing, right? It's finished, it's successful, and I am great. That's what you should do. Just rub it in. Well, maybe not. Entertainment purposes only. Rub it up. Rub it, don't rub it in. Okay. You'd build houses in rural areas. Okay. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to get involved in something. I don't want to get involved in anything. I don't want to get involved in anything where I have to have more responsibilities. I'm busy now. I don't want to be busy if I'm rich. If I'm rich, I want to sit on my booty and enjoy myself. Publish a different deck. Lover, I would not publish a different deck. I could guarantee I would not publish a different deck. I would be lazy and I would relax because I've worked my whole life and I want some time to relax before I end up dying off, okay? And, so if I win the lottery, I would just go to the beach. I'd give away tarot decks and I'd just relax. I'd share on Instagram what I was painting, and that's what I would do. But, I'd still come back to the stream and I would still do big giveaways. But that's it. But we're dreaming now. So, anyway, last weekend you said M would get very emotional. Something would change in our connection around next weekend time. Do we have any updates for that? Do we have anything that you should watch out for? Any updates? Anything going on with that? Hierophant says that they're going to get really serious really quick. It feels like that they're going to be like apologetic for ignoring you. They're going to be really serious really quick. And it just feels like, right? Ten of Wands says that they're going to admit something. Julie, I think they're going to admit something. But that's what it goes. That's where it goes. Knight of Swords says they're going to take some action that's unexpected. The Devil, they're going to admit something. It's going to be something unusual. I don't know what it is. Don't ask. But the Ten of Wands, it says we have something that is bothering us, something that's weighing on our shoulders. We need to get it off. We need to get it off. And, well, that sounds bad too. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But that is it. That is it. So that's what I think. That is my update, Julie. Now, Julie, that's way out on a limb. That's very specific, so it's kind of out on the limb. So entertainment purposes only. But that's the update. That is the update indeed. Now, it doesn't mean that's an exact date and time that it'll happen. I think it'll be around that time. But I'm sticking with it. I'm sticking with this particular thing. And no, I don't know what it is. Otherwise, it would have shown me what it was. Teddy Bear, though, will show me what's going on. Lover says, do you paint oil or acrylic? I put acrylic down first, and then I put oil on top. So I do both. So that's a yes. So I do acrylic first, and then oil. Because if you do acrylic, just real loose acrylic, and get your shades in the colors and values in, then the oil painting is so freaking easy. It's like you don't need any skill at that point. You just basically slag on some oil and hope for the best. But I mean, that's it. That is it. Really just unemployed, but I'm tired at 47. Yeah, you know, it's just a matter of enjoying life. And if I win a gazillion, now I have, you know, and I go out and I start doing stuff. It's, well, I don't know. It's just me. That is just me. Obviously, a hefty donation to charity would be, but here's what I would do. Here's what I would do. Oh, now, Caro, thank you for your other donation. If I was going to give to charity, I would not give to charity, okay? I would not give to charity, okay? Here's what I would do, because I would give to you, maybe like United Way or Red Cross. Red Cross would be a guaranteed charity I would give to, because Red Cross, I can see they're doing something, but there's there's overhead with the Red Cross and stuff like that. I would go to individual homeless shelters, and I would look at their equipment, and I would make sure they have better equipment. I would make sure that they have better, you know, in other words, get the homeless shelter, the food shelter. I would make sure they had upgraded equipment, and I'd have everything they need to feed the homeless, to help the homeless. Another thing I would do is all animal shelters, I would go and make sure they have enough money. Make sure they have enough places, make sure they have the staff that they need, make sure they have enough cages, make sure everything's clean, make sure they have the budget, and I would assist them. Animal shelters, homeless shelters would be my primary targets. That would be exactly what I would focus on, because I know that there's no overhead, there's no CEO that's getting paid a gazillion dollars, and my money would just go to that. No. I know where my money's going. Going to the animals, and it's going to the homeless. And that is what I would do with the charity. I would not give to a group or an organization, in my opinion, because they all have overhead, right? They have advertising overhead. They have the CEO they need to pay. They got staff's places they need to pay. But if I go to a homeless kitchen and I give them a good stove, a functional stove, I give them the technology they need to be great, that I know went 100% of my money went exactly where I wanted it to go. And that is me. Okay, Sag being truthful to me about his feelings. The Magician, the 10 kind of says yes. Your Sagittarius is a bit of a, I'm not saying they're a user, but they do like to talk a good game. Does that make sense? They like to talk a good game. And part of that is going to be what you're seeing. They do like to talk a little bit of a good game. And you see that with the magician. They're just good at talking. They're good at convincing you stuff. They're good at talking. They're good at making things happen. The magician, they're just good at it. Okay. Are they being truthful? I think so. You have a 10 of Cups. I think they're well-meaning and all this other stuff. But you do feel that there's something missing. And you're being gamed a little bit, that's a little bit legit, but not 100%. But it's just my opinion, though. Anyway, the Sag's thoughts about us hanging out yesterday. Let's see what's going on with that. Let me start clicking here and get up to date. Yeah, we're kind of rounding the corner here for donations, making good donations tonight. Rounding the corner for kind of getting to near the end a little bit. Anyway, okay, the Sag's thoughts on us hanging out yesterday. So we had an opportunity to chill, to hang out, sort of doing all that. And man, it's definitely something they want to do it again. They don't feel you made a lot of progress. They don't feel the relationship is headed in the direction that they want it to head. Going way out on a limb. They don't feel like the direction is going the way that they want it to go. But basically the pentacles, right? They feel like there's choices being made that they're not optimal. There's choices being made that they don't like. They feel like they're alone sometimes, or maybe alone too much. They liked it. They enjoyed it. They loved it. The 9 of Cups said this is a good party. This is a good place to be. But it just feels like the relationship's not headed in the direction that ultimately they would want it to head, in my opinion, of course. Blue Ocean, thank you for your donation. I appreciate that. It would be wise to start your own charity. No, and then I'm like a public figure. I would do everything anonymously. I'd make sure that here's what I would do. I would go and I would dress in like the worst clothes, right? Loose fitting shirt with holes in it, shorts that are too big, old shoes that have holes in them. I'd go to the homeless shelter and I would volunteer and I would look at their equipment as I volunteered. And a week later, they would have an anonymous donation with all the stuff that they needed. In other words, I wouldn't go and say, hello, I'm a rich dude. I would like to check out your equipment in the kitchen. I would not do that. I'd go and I'd dress terribly and I'd be like, unbrushed hair, holes in shirt, shoes that didn't fit. And I would go volunteer. I'd say, hey, I want to volunteer for a couple of days. It'd be okay, cool. I'd go volunteer and then I would look at their equipment. And I would write a note, make a note, and replace their equipment. That's what I would do. That keeps you nice and anonymous donations. So in the animal shelters, I would go walk the dogs because I do that anyway, right? I would go walk the dogs, volunteer. I'd wear the worst clothes I could find, and I would talk to the people. And then a couple of weeks later, they would get a lot of money. Just saying. But yeah, Sagittarius thoughts on us hanging out yesterday. They liked it. We already did that. This is for YouTube users. Sorry, I'm multitasking poorly here. Will the girl keep me baby curious? Me baby, huh? Will the girl keep the baby? You mean N's baby? Will the girl keep N's baby? Will they keep a baby? Yes, they would. Queen of Wands said they're going to carry it to term. They would keep the baby. 9 of Wands says there's a lot of drama involved in this. There's more drama than you think would be involved in the baby situation. Ultimately, the 10 of Cups, happy family, happy home. We have a lot of baby things in here. Ultimately, yes, they would keep a baby indeed. So we're going with a thumbs up, and that is happening with all of that. So, Rich Dude, I love the name. You got to stay anonymous. With doing stuff. If you're going to do something good, be anonymous, in my opinion. YouTube user, thank you for your other donation. Linda, it's been a minute. How you doing? Good to see you. I appreciate you hanging out with us. Oh, man, you're back from your vacation. Hope you had a fantastic vacation. I've missed you, Linda. I was saying yesterday, I've missed you. But anyway, that's what happens. All right, and then Julie is still in the queue, I think. Okay, Dice, will I get the job position transfer? Dice wants to know about transferring, getting another position, getting a new opportunity with that. We're gonna go with a little bit of this deck here because I like it. I like it. I met a lot of interesting people and a few scary ones. Yeah. The way it goes. Sometimes you don't know what you're going to get. I used to volunteer I used to feed the homeless on meetup.com, and we would make sandwiches, and that was the extent of the meetup. I did attend a church to where we went and fed homeless people. And I brought my magic, and I would show them magic. So every time I would come, everybody would crowd around me because I was the magic guy. That nobody shows magic to homeless people, apparently. I guess. I mean, that's kind of a broad statement, but every homeless person that I showed magic to was like they've never seen anything, nobody's ever done that before. So it was kind of fun. It was kind of a fun thing. Anyway, and you got to feed them as well. When you feed, what we did, we staged food. So we had like a buffet, and so we just filled the buffet trays, and they'd come to get their food, and we'd fill the buffet. When it ran out, a tray ran out, we'd refill it. But in between that, there's not a lot to do other than picking up the plates, making sure everybody, had something, if somebody has any issues, finding out what's going on and stuff like that. But there was a lot of spare time, so I ended up showing magic. Will I get a job position transfer? Two of Swords, Justice, and the Emperor. Maybe need one more for justification. No, oh man, Dice, I'm going to say maybe. I mean, this is a real maybe here. You got the Emperor. It says you have the opportunity, justice, but then you have the Tower. It feels like the Two of Swords. It may not be the right transfer for you. I would definitely research this before you take it. It's almost like you have two different opportunities here. One, and you have to be careful which one you commit to. The job opportunity transfer, you may end up something that you don't want to be in. The Tower, I may end up in a situation I don't want to be in. Justice, I need to balance everything out. So research it before you take it, but I do think you get an option for that. So yes, but research it first. It's almost like there's something unexpected or a little bit unusual or something that you didn't plan for after you transfer. And you don't really want to get into that situation where you do get stuck with something you don't want. But yeah, the Walrus reminds me of my first husband. Ouch. Sandra, that's brutal. That's brutal. All right. But I mean, hey, it is what it is. Caro, am I going to print my cards in China and get me a good price? Oh, let's see. If I'm going to print my cards in China, what deck would I use? Oh, man. I don't know. We'll try that. Oceanic Tarot Little White Book. I've never heard of that before. Mom, didn't you know what those are? I don't know what those are either. So I guess. And thank you for your other donation. I appreciate you. We're going to print my cards in China, get a good price. Yes, you are. You're going to get a pretty good price. Death says the printing is going to be a good option for you. Seven of Swords says grabbing the stuff and taking it over to China is going to be a much better option. You're going to get a good price with that. It feels like that they do take a long time to get it done, which is pretty traditional. But the moon says that, it's going to take like months and months and months. So you got to sort of counteract that by saying, yeah, months and months and months. That's, that's where it's going to go. But yeah, ultimately the moon says, yeah, you're going to have to be patient, be very, very patient. But yes, you do get a good price. Everything goes well. YouTube user, thank you for your other donation. I appreciate you. Julie is next. Julie, thank you again. I appreciate you too. Julie wants to know, is there any advice on making, oh wait, what's going on here? Making M and I work out. All right. Is there any advice on getting this to function, getting this to be functional, making it work out, making the grade and the other opportunity, ignoring it because M and U worked out fantastic? Let's see what's going to happen. Any advice? Man, Ace of communication is key. Here's the deal. If you're not getting what you want, you have to let them know you're not getting what you want. If you're concerned about communicating, ultimately, and you're not getting the things that you need, it's going to become a problem very quickly. Knight of Wands, right? You have to make that action. You have to make it out there. You have to make sure that they understand what's going on, what you need, and what kind of things need to happen. Because ultimately, you just may be in the situation where you're not happy. And if you haven't communicated it, you need to also be sort of the magician. You need to make things work. You need to juggle what needs to be done and make it work. Communication is going to be key. And, sort of following up is going to be a big thing indeed. So there you go. There you go. There is your hot key to relationship success. Blue Ocean is next. How will my vacation go? Well, if it's going to be on the ocean, it's going to go quite well indeed. It is going to go quite well indeed. So let me move some things around here. We need that to be, oh, Jesus, what's going on with this? We need that to be here. All right, we'll move it there. And we need, what was the other donation that didn't show up? Let's see. Where did it go? Okay, that one. That donation did not show up. So I'm saving things off for later. I'm saving them off for later because I am getting donations that are not showing up in my new app, and I need to figure out why. The vacation is going to be interesting, to say the least. Let's see what kind of functional thing we can get going on here. The 2, Knight of Swords, and the 5. It's going to go well. You're going to have a couple of hiccups. It's almost like timing is critical. Timing becomes your enemy. Timing literally becomes your enemy right now. It feels like meeting people, timing, getting things properly coordinated, getting everything going is going to be a little bit challenged because I don't think everything is going to go as planned. Knight of Swords says definitely be able to wing it. Don't be afraid to wing it. Be functional. Be ready to wing it. And I think that's going to be where you're going to be most successful at. What you don't want to do is get in a situation where you think everything is planned, you realize something is not planned, you realize something is going south, because you do have something going south. Literally, a 5 of Swords talks about the Lord of Defeat. It feels like that it's just not going to be functional, not going to be good overall. So be prepared to wing it. You do have some things that go poorly. Make sure everything is planned properly. In other words, double check plans, because you don't want to get in a situation where you're just miserable, things went poorly, and be prepared to wing it. Okay, so that is how the vacation will go. Overall, it goes pretty smooth, and it feels like other people are going to be the big help as well. Nerds Bane, cards for what's left of the weekend. Will it be a fun night tomorrow or 8? Okay, let's see. Will it be a fun night? Little weekend action, seeing what's going on. We're halfway done with it. So get some nights out there. Justice, sword swallowing. Oh, Jesus, with the jokes. There is a level of risk and danger involved. Not saying like a real danger, but it feels like that there is a level of excitement, like exhilaration with a Justice card. It feels like things are going to be pretty balanced with it. Not going to be anything extreme, but there is like one exhilarating moment that you still have to do. Overall, the 10 of Wands. Don't overschedule yourself. Make sure you have time to enjoy. Make sure you have time to relax. Don't overschedule. Don't sort of be a little bit too much into it. 10 of Wands says make sure you don't bite off more than you can chew with that. Temperance and a 10 of Cups. It feels like tomorrow night's a good stay-home night. It just does, right? A little stay-home night feels like that's going to be an opportunity for you there. That 10 of Cups, happy home, happy family. Tonight, a good night to go out. I'm going to be honest with you. Tomorrow night, not so much. Tomorrow night, not so much. I would kind of stay home with that as far as that goes. Temperance, make sure you balance things out. Enough rest, relaxation, and, going out, partying, having some fun with that. Tonight would be a good night to party, go out. Tomorrow night, Sunday night, is definitely one to stay in. Catch up on some Netflix show or something like that with that. So at least that is my opinion on that. YouTube user and Anne. Well, so let's do Anne first. Anne wants to know, asking the cards for a bit of a creative liberty help. Okay. Do I have the story to be choice A or choice B? That definitely sounds like a throwdown to me. Now, I did ruin my desk. Ruined my desk. Okay. All right. Let me get all the cards together. All the giveaways, I put them in the corner over here. And, I just scattered these cards everywhere. Anyway, this is a throwdown.
Time for a tarot throwdown.
We got a card over here, a card over there. A bit of creative liberty help. Choice A is here. Choice B is here. If you're going to be creative, choice B is a clear win. It just is. Choice A feels like it's a bit stunted. It feels like this is not a good choice. You're going to push yourself into a corner and you're not going to like where you end up. So choice A is off the table. I don't like it at all. Choice B is one to run with. Absolutely. It is absolutely the one to run with, the one to make happen, the one to get the action on. Choice B is your winner. Geneille, thank you for your donation. I appreciate you. Now let's go to the next reading. Yeehaw indeed. Love and career for July. Ready to date. All right, you're ready to get out. You're ready to date. But in previous readings, it looks like after summer is going to be your opportunity. So, after summer seems to be your opportunities. Let's see if that's still prevalent here. Gustave Doré is legit, and it is amazing, and it is for you. It is just for you, YouTube user. It is, okay. Yeah, naughty T.O. I mean, it's the way I work. Seven of Swords, Hermit, Magician. July is a dead end for something dating. It really is. The Magician talks about focusing on getting the rest of your life stable. Is your job stable? Is everything over there good? You're looking for the new job. It feels like getting all of it at once is a little too much. Seven of Swords says get your new job, get settled, get working over there. Because again, I think you're going to meet somebody at the new job. And the Hermit said July is kind of dry for you. Kind of a dry month. That's the way it is. A little bit of a dry month. Not going to be a lot of action. And overall, and again, I really think that A is going to keep coming back. You're going to have to make a decision on what you want to do with that. So if you're ready, then that is going to be ready for you as well. Okay, love and career, we did that one, and we are next. What will happen to our connection if Anne has a baby with someone? Well, that will be the last straw for you. I don't know. That's up to you. That the Phantom A, if I'm going to have a baby, I'm going to have a baby on the Phantom A deck. That's what's going to happen. Guaranteed. That is a guaranteed what is going to happen here. Okay, having a baby is going to stunt you and Anne, is going to be the forever thing with that. I think you're going to look at them totally different. There's not going to be anything that survives. High Priestess, Hanged Man, Death, a lot of majors here. Death says that is it feels like you get a lot of sympathy for them. You do. You have a lot of sympathy for them. King of Cups, you want to be far, far away from it. Because when they learn, when they get things moving, when things start happening, they are out of control, unhappy. High Priest says it's a big hit for their life. They don't know what to do. They're kind of in that mode of, I'm not really sure where I'm going to go from here, but it is sort of a weird thing for them. Hanged Man, you start seeing them completely differently. It's like they're a different person. Death cards, does it change everything? Absolutely, it does. I don't really think there's anything in your life to where you're going to cut them off completely and they're going to be gone forever. You got too much history. Death says it does change things, absolutely. King of Cups feels like you really don't understand them emotionally anymore, like you're on a distant island from them emotionally at that point. And it makes it very, very, very difficult to get anything renewed or get anything going or get anything sort of being upfront with all of that stuff. Will I be able to move from the pain of moving on and have a family with somebody else? Oh, that's a good question. Let's see if we can have a family. We can be happy with everybody else. Let's see if that's going to be possible. The reader indeed. Three of Swords, the Devil, and a King of Swords. Pain, moving from the pain of having a family with somebody else. I don't think that is stopping you from having a family. I don't think has some magic wand that they're going to wave and all of a sudden you can't have a family anymore or you can't be happy anymore. Being happy is your decision. You're the reader. You're the person in charge. Being happy is ultimately going to be a decision for you and not for somebody else. Being happy is ultimately going to be your choice. There's nobody that can make you happy other than you. So, so will it happen? Yes. Three of Swords ultimately says it's heartbreaking for you because you wanted that family. You wanted to have a child. You wanted to have sort of that relationship with and now they have it with somebody else, or if they get divorced or, if they just have the baby, then now they have that thing. But you wanted to have that opportunity and you just didn't get it. I think that's your biggest upset, right? The Devil ultimately says that you still want to get with them. You still do. Again, this is not something that that finishes you off with them. King of Swords, they really grow up quickly. And that's what you're kind of seeing as the ultimate result of this. They grow up rapidly because you can't have a family without very quickly growing up. And I think that's what happens to in this situation, right? The King of Swords. I have to deal with this. I have to go. By the way, this is the Phantom Tarot. So there is your Phantom Tarot, if you want to know anymore. That is what it is, I guess. That doesn't make any sense. But I just said it anyway. It is what it is. I guess that's how you deal with It is what it is. But they grow up very quickly and they become a different person, in my opinion. Geneille says, good evening. Good evening to you, Geneille. How are you doing? Good to see you. Thank you so much for your donation. It doesn't look like that you have a question. Thank you so much for your donation. I appreciate that. With a good evening. Geneille, you're my hero. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. By the way, we are ending soon. All good things must eventually come to an end. And this is it. This is the finale. This is the last question. Feels for me, once he has a baby and moves on, I want to know how he will feel for me long term. And that's a good question. They're kind of in that mode of living the different life, making the different commitment. And so you see that with Josh and Miss Piggy, for example. Miss Piggy was like always looking for what's going on with Josh and looking for Josh's future. And then Josh gets married and has a baby. It's sort of an odd situation. I mean, if Miss Piggy, if you're still in the chat, if you are in the chat, I'm curious, how did that change your view of Josh? Let me know. How did that change your view? I don't think Miss Piggy is around anymore, but I'm just kind of curious. How did that change their view? Next time they're in, I'm kind of curious because I think that YouTube user could be in a similar situation. Death card. Things change. A lot of things have to be refocused. A lot of things need changing. A lot of things need updating. The Nine of Pentacles says they have a new responsibility and they don't really want to pursue anything else. They want to get the responsibility. They want to pursue it. They want to make it happen. They want to be good with it. The Star feels like now that they have a family, have a baby, they have a new path, something important that they need to chase. And that's the big thing here. They need to chase something totally different in life. They've been chasing tail. Now they need to be chasing sort of taking care of another individual. Overall, the Ace of Swords says they end up in regular contact with you, but it's very sort of a friend kind of contact, in my opinion, a very friend kind of contact to make that happen. Jill is next. Jill, did I get Jill already? Jill, did I get you already? Jill said, can you do mine? Which means no, you did not get Jill's already. So so Jill is missing from my list. So I need to move Jill's reading to where I can analyze it later and find out what's going on. Okay, so Jill is next. And I'm having issues with my application because it's not picking up certain readings. So certain readings is just not picking up. And that's because there's a JSON difference in YouTube's algorithm thing. I need to figure out what it is. I need to figure out how to deal with it. And I've now saved off all of the readings that I missed to analyze later. So tomorrow's stream will have all of that stuff fixed. Jill is last. Did my former landlord hack my GroupMe app? No. King of Swords, they have better things to do than hack your GroupMe app. Strength card says that I don't think anybody hacked your GroupMe app. Something else is going on. Something else is going on, Jill, with your situation, in my opinion. So, yeah, if it's an app, they hacked it, that's really difficult to do. That Apple, I don't even know how you would do it. Are you on Apple? Jill, are you on Apple? I'm not even sure how you would do that. And I've been in technology 30 years. I know you can have apps that'll track stuff and things like that, but just hacking an app, just hacking it, unless you rooted your phone or something, I don't even know how that's possible. They design it so you can't do that. But anyway, I don't think that happened, in my opinion. And that is the end of the stream. Thank you for all of your generous donations tonight. I greatly appreciate you, and I love all of y'all. And I will see you tomorrow.